see right now, without LeBron, Lakers are struggling.
Let me tell you about a team I hate, all right? I know the Dallas Cowboy fan is here, so I had to make sure he knew how much I hate this team.
I'm ready.
I've often said that the people who run baseball, they try very hard to ruin it.
I'm from Brooklyn. I don't have a problem saying it to his face. Oh, from Brooklyn. Hey, isn't he?
This is Northeast Streaming Sports.
Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another edition of All Things Sports at Night with your host, NESSP at Night, that is Sonja Pearson. I am here on January 25th, 2024. Happy Friday Eve. And if you guys are out in all this rain, stay safe and stay dry. It is storming literally everywhere. All right, you guys, I have another special guest tonight. I am joined by the one and the only Big Mike of the ManCave. Hi, Mike. How are you tonight?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I am great. And hello to everyone coming in. Please say hello and welcome Mike to our show when you drop in the comments. He's called Big Mike. So say hello to him. Now tell us a little bit about you. I know you are the founder, producer, and host of the ManCave. Tell us a little bit about yourself. And I see you are a Browns fan.
Yeah. I'm a Cleveland guy. Well, I'm 50-50 with the ManCave. Me and my co-host on Sports Madness, Jay, we started the ManCave Media LLC, and one day I moved down here towards Cincinnati, met him. We were sitting at the bar talking. He was like, "Hey, we could do this on, do this." I'm like, "Listen, man, I've done this forever. I went to school for it, so
Awesome.
give me 2 days." Set it all up, and here we are. Now we're just rolling along, and it's going on almost 2 years.
That is great. And tell our audience how they can check you out for those who are Ohio and Cleveland fans and all that good stuff.
All right. YouTube and Instagram at the ManCave 8172, Twitter and TikTok at the ManCave 10, and on Facebook at the ManCave 1022.
All right. So we'll have all that dropped in coming up now. Right now, I'm sharing this because we've got a lot of audience members that are coming on right now. And we always have people that are saying, hey, I just missed you guys being live, because this is almost like a nightly thing for me. So you have to hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube so you get the notification when I am live. And I'm so honored to have my friend here, Mike, that's helping me join in on this nice, wet, but kind of warm. It's a little bit warmer than it has been here in the South. It is 70 in Atlanta compared to last week when it was 20. So we're here and we're just trying to get it done. Now, breaking news out of the NFL, you guys. Let me start with the Falcons, because I don't even want to talk about the Panthers at the moment. Looks like the Falcons have hired or in the final negotiations with hiring their head coach. No, it is not Bill Belichick, guys. It is going to be the Rams defensive coordinator, Raheem Morris. Now, Falcon fans have been on the fence about that. Some people are like, hey, yeah, we want Raheem. He's a beast, blah, blah, blah. He's with the Rams, what have you. But looks like Eric Bieniemy, who they also were interested in, has kind of fizzled to the back. And Belichick is just a myth at this moment. At this moment, Mike, what are your thoughts about the Falcons taking on the Rams' former defensive coordinator, Raheem Morris?
If I'm correct, he was a head coach. I kind of want to say it was Tampa Bay at one point, like a while ago. Great defensive coordinator. He knows his defensive side of the ball. It's more or less offense is where a problem is. And, in Atlanta, they need their defense. They need that defense to be beefed up. Their offense is kind of set except for a QB. I think it's a good hire. It's weird how they went about it, though. They said, "Oh, well, Belichick, come on in. Oh, let's do it again. Oh, Eric Bieniemy. Oh, Vrabel. Oh, Harbaugh." And they went all the way around. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Raheem Morris just pops right in there.
Out of nowhere.
It
Yeah,
was weird. I mean, this whole season's been weird. I love the football season altogether because of how close games were, how there was 30 teams still in the running for the playoffs, week 15. But it's just weird how coaching hires go now. Just, I don't know.
this whole season, you're right, has been absolutely unpredictable. And it does seem like Raheem Morris came out of nowhere. After all, the first meeting that Belichick had with Arthur Blank, they said it was on his yacht and that they spent several hours because Belichick is more of a management coach, not just a coach. And so he has to be hands-on. We talked about that in a couple of other episodes. But I don't know if they just couldn't come to a happy median or what, but he had a second follow-up with Arthur Blank and it still did not happen. As far as Eric Bieniemy, it's like no one even spoke about him anymore. The rumor is, and it's always a rumor, Andy Reid, Big Red out there with the Kansas City Chiefs, may be stepping down, and that possibly could be a fit for Bill Belichick. But I honestly do not see that with Bill Belichick being 71 years old, almost 72. It looks like the Falcons took the direction for a more younger head coach for that very reason because of the age element. What are your thoughts on that, Mike?
I feel like that's what every team's doing. We could still see Pete Carroll, sitting there being an advisor, even though the dude's got a lot left. I mean, he goes out there and plays football with his players. So, it's not like he's not all there or he's not active or physically can't do this. He can do it. I mean, I think it's crazy that if you have the hooded monster saying, hey, I want to do this somewhere and no one's really going at him, my hot take with it was I really felt like Philadelphia was going to fire Nick Sirianni.
Yeah.
Felt it coming. I felt like
it still feels like it's just one of those things you're holding your breath because, like you said, it's been such an uncertain season. Like Black Monday ended up being like Black Weekend and Black Week, then Black Month, honestly.
and that's like if they would fire Nick, and I thought they were going to have this all settled Wednesday, and I didn't hear that it got settled yet. So now I'm like, uh-oh. Because I feel like Belichick would fit there. Like I called it before. I said, look, I think that's where he goes. If Eagles lose, Sirianni, that whole thing's gone. Patricia's already there, and Belichick's coached with him before.
That's his homie, yeah.
Yeah, and he's got the team. The team's set to go. I mean, you might need to change a couple things or add a couple pieces, but I mean, they're ready. I don't see him going to the Chiefs, though. Like, that is not a place I could see him going.
I think people are just speculating right now because they're so shocked that he's still out there. I mean, Bill Belichick is the winningest coach in the league, and you would think he would be highly sought after. I mean, I wish he could come to Carolina, but the control there by Tepper would not allow that. There's no way. And because Bill Belichick is one of these in-charge men, it's not about him just coaching a winning team. It's about the personality. Yeah. It's also about him having that control. And even though it looks like they spent countless hours trying to talk things out about how the organization will be run down here in Atlanta, they are quarterbackless for all intensive purposes. I think if they already had a quarterback, Belichick may have been a little more attracted to Atlanta. Who knows whose decision it was not to move forward. But nonetheless, I don't know. We don't know where Belichick will end up right now. And Mike Vrabel is still out there dangling around as well. I think people are looking at the more recent seasons and not the legacy that these two coaches have built. What are your thoughts?
That is stupid to think that could be true. Real stupid to think that they would only look at what's recently happened and not what has happened. I mean, the Titans have been hitting the playoffs every year for how many years since Vrabel stepped in? What, this year there's a problem? Come on now. I figured they were going to regroup and restart, and that's fine. I can't believe nobody's really looked at Vrabel as anything. I mean, to me, Seattle would be the perfect fit. Perfect fit. It's
not Vrabel's fault that Derrick Henry is getting older, getting up there. Then they had the quarterback issue and had to bring in Will Levis. The injuries that were plagued by the Titans are not his fault. But, everyone is like, the NFL is not for long. And so it's the same way with the fans. If they start feeling like you're not winning every single game, every single season, then it's off with your head and it's not for long. And it's what have you done for me lately? So unfortunately, the Patriots have not been the same since Tom Brady left. So we kind of are begged to think, was it really the Belichick way or was it the Brady way? After all, he came to Tampa and took those guys from the gutter, literally in Drake style, started from the bottom. Now we here and got that ring, and then tried to come back and do a do-over. It didn't work the second time, but the fact that it worked the first time was magical. And then he had something that you are not going to probably ever see in the NFL again, as far as taking a whole organization from the gutter and bringing them up and making them formidable. Now,
I don't know.
who do you
You
think?
saw what
CJ
CJ Stroud
Stroud?
done did. Took a 2-win team to the
Stroud.
playoffs, won the,
But
that could be
he's
one.
he's a scope short only because he's a rookie. I think
Yes.
if CJ had a few more years on him, he probably would. And I was actually rooting for him. Let's be clear. I'm rooting for him, D'Amico Ryans, that whole organization, because they come from such a humble background. And I've, as a fan, with me being a Panthers fan, the more we lose, the more I'm appreciative of other teams that are in the same situation, that are trying to find their finding, get their footing back in the league. And so I am like, oh, wow, plus CJ is a good kid. You could tell his mother did a good job raising him. Unfortunately, his father was out of his life after he was a teenager because of some personal decisions, but he's in his life now, but from a distance. And so his mother, along with CJ's older siblings, did an amazing job of setting the example of who he's supposed to be. He's very grounded. He's very mature for his age. And he took the entire organization and put it on his back straight out of college. And it's like he never missed a beat. So you're right about CJ, and he's actually relaxing out right now. So kudos to him. That will not be the last that we see of that young man. They probably will make a run for it again next year. I'm definitely banking on that. Now, I do want to go ahead and keep it with the NFC South. The Panthers, my team, hired David Canales today. I am not sold. He is the offensive coordinator for Tampa Bay. Some key notes on him. Let's see. I had to take notes because I don't really know a lot about this guy. He, I don't know. No one knows, and fans everywhere are like, I'm on a lot of fan pages. No one is sold on this guy. We feel like Pete Carroll, Belichick, or Vrabel are still available. Could have been better suited. The NFL is clearly going to go for a more younger, more player-friendly type coaches. Canales is born in 1981. He's younger than I am. And so it's a gamble. It is a gamble all the way around. I don't know if David Tepper is choosing Canales because he's an NFC South competitor, and he got sold on the fact of what they did with Baker Mayfield and that crew, just barely scratching up to the top of the toilet bowl division we're in, just to go on to the wild card and beat a struggling Philadelphia team that no one's bragging on. They're not the Eagles that we've seen before, and all of that. So we've got some questions and comments on here. Oh, wow, we've got a lot of comments. So shout out to the producer, Linda McGrath, and Max Sports. They're saying watching on Roku, and she's saying, how are we doing? Mike to Linda. Hi, Linda.
How you doing?
And then we've got someone, beautiful bearded bastards, I guess. Hello, everyone. Hello. And then my cousin, Larry Joe. What's up, Larry? He's down there in Florida. He played in the Major League Baseball years ago, and I think he's in the minors now, retired, chilling. What's up, cuz? Love you too. And now we got a question from Paul Peters. Why does this lady look like who? A failed realtor? I guess he's talking about I'm a realtor.
I guess. I don't know what the hell.
I don't know. I don't look like no real estate agent. But anyway, and someone saying they're streaming from Microsoft 95. Where's she filming from? Is she in the forest? Okay. All right, Paul Peters.
I don't even know who that guy is.
I don't even know either. That's crazy. But anyway, all right. So basically, it's a lot. I mean, what are your thoughts on them hiring the Panthers?
I think that was crazy. It was absolutely nuts. It was a knee-jerk reaction to what he did with Baker, because Baker had an amazing year. I mean, to be honest, comeback player of the year, finalist. I mean, he lit it up. He lit it the hell up. And you know what's funny is nobody really knows about this guy. Let's go up, back it up.
They back it
He
up.
he hasn't called plays or done anything since he did for a high school team some years ago. So this is just some dude that just stepped in, said, "All right," a couple years ago, he called some high school plays. They brought him in, and he did a good job. I just don't get why the Panthers thought he should be a head coach. I don't know. None of it makes sense. But again, this is the world we live in now. We're giving all these young guys because everybody saw Sean McVay, Matt LaFleur,
Yes.
Kyle Shanahan. They see all these young guys have this experience and like, oh, well, we can get it too. Well, no, you can't just catch lightning in a bottle like that. It doesn't happen. Like that dude didn't come
Yeah.
from some coaching tree somewhere. He just came. He's just there. So
Definitely.
I don't like it personally for you guys. I don't think it's. I mean, maybe they think it's going to help Bryce, but I don't know.
The Bryce saga is going to continue for quite a while. I mean, we know we have to get an entire O line for him just to try to get him where he needs to be, and it's just another. I'm just preparing myself for another downward trend. And I think if I can prepare now, that will prevent any heartbreak. Now I could be surprised, but I'm not going to hold my breath for it. Mike Vrabel, what is the deal? Why do you think no one's picking him up?
I don't know. Like you said, maybe it is that. Oh well, he hasn't done a lot lately. Maybe he can't take a rookie quarterback and do something with him because he couldn't do nothing with Will. Which again, I don't think that's on him at all. When you get a rookie quarterback, it takes at least 2-3 years where you could really know whether or not he's going to be something. You can't just say, "Hey, he threw him in there. He didn't do nothing. He's a bad coach." I don't get the beat on Vrabel. I don't know. Maybe is it him not trying to go to certain spots? But again, I just can't see why Seattle's so hard on Dan Quinn. But Mike Vrabel is not an option. The man who's run the organization and had winning season, won divisions, been to the playoffs numerous times. I mean, I don't know. It just makes no sense.
Yes, and so the coaching carousel continues. Frank Wright, by the way, since we didn't give him a chance to finish out his season, he's now in Philadelphia consulting with Sirianni, trying to they fired their defensive coordinator recently. So now he's up there trying to, I guess, consult or whatever they're doing. Everyone's the lame duck right now. Sirianni, Mike McCarthy, all of that. And speaking of Mike McCarthy, the drama in Dallas continues. I mean, this is an everyday thing. You have CeeDee Lamb's mom basically saying she wants CeeDee out of Dallas because Dak is not it. You have Dak's brother coming on saying, hey, we wish we could get him out of there. Then you have Michael Pollard's brother. I mean, it's so much going on right now. What in the world is happening that all these family members who are just fans, to be honest with you, are so involved in what's going on in that? Is it the fact that Mike McCarthy is still there and so they're just venting?
I think it's just a bunch of fans overstepping their boundaries. Granted, they are their loved ones, stuff's happening. They can't stand to watch us anymore. Hey, listen, we agree with you. We can't stand to watch it either. We can't stand to see Mike McCarthy out there looking stupid while he tries to win a game, or Dak looks like he's some crazy, magnificent dude during the regular season or against trash teams, but come playoffs, he's the light-skinned Tony Romo.
Right,
I mean,
right.
They need more things there. They kept saying, oh, well, Tony Pollard, we got rid of Zeke. Tony's going to be our guy. He is not an RB1. By no means is he. I don't like him as that. He had one 100-yard rushing game. What the hell's that do? He just barely broke 1,000 yards.
Right.
You have no wide receiver too. What, Cooks? Cooks gave you 600 yards. I don't know. I'm not sold on that. CD needs help. 1,700 yards, 100 plus receptions. Dude balled out. I can see the frustration from him.
Of the team. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the whole team's got to be irate. But I see CD being mad at Dak because that whole thing spewed in that game. They got in each other.
Dak had him on the side a couple times, like he was trying to get with him. And I think that's how CD's mom got involved. Like, wait a minute, that's my son, don't be talking to my son like that. But the more pressing thing is Jerry Jones is usually more vocal. And Jerry Jones has not stepped out and said, hey, Dak is our quarterback.
I
He has
think he's
not
at a
said
loss for
that.
words. I think he doesn't know what to do or say right now because he's already chose to keep Mike McCarthy for the year. Because I think
Yep.
Belichick, he probably said something to Bell, and Belichick said, "Nah, I'm good. I'm good on that. I'm just leaving Kraft. I'm not
Right.
coming to somebody else. I'm not
Right.
doing that." And I think that was the whole thing there. So he said, "Well, I'm not going to pay two coaches if I might as well just run it with him, run it with Dak. I'm not going to give Dak the extension. Run one more year, and then when that's out, ship him off and be done with it." I don't know. Jerry usually is outlandish and outspoken and going crazy, especially with this. But I really think Cat's got his tongue. He just doesn't know what to do anymore. He's tried so much, and he thought he did all these things. Maybe he needs to relinquish the GM duties. Actually, hire a GM, bring in a coach, do something like that. And that's the reason why Belichick stayed away. You're not going to stop being a GM.
Right.
Belichick's not going to
Right.
come.
Yeah, and then just thinking of all the stuff that's going on, Joe Burrow and the new offensive coordinator that's up near your neck of the woods, the
Yeah.
other part of Ohio, Dan Pitcher. He's talking about how he's confident that will take the Bengals back to where they need to be. Are they where they need to be, or in comparison to Deshaun is coming back next year, right?
Listen, no, let me start with this Bengals situation. They're the problem with them is right now is they don't know what they're going to have after this offseason. Higgins can be there. They can resign him. What are they going to do with him? Is he going to be gone? Tyler Boyd's contract's up. Is he going to be there? Is he going to be gone? Who are you going to have sitting next to Chase? Are you going to draft somebody? That offense is going to look way different. You
Mhm.
know, do they possibly move Mixon because Chase Brown looked good?
Right.
I mean, the offensive line's in shambles. You need to bring someone in again because that offensive line hasn't looked right, even though they paid Orlando Brown how much, and then he still looked like trash because he can't pass block for the life of him. I don't know. I don't know. The new OC, it sucks that Callahan left there because that's who Joey B knew. That's what
Right.
that offense knew. But now it's time. All right. He had to go, went to the Titans, starting his thing. Again, another young coach getting a shot before,
Mhm.
Belichick.